Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today's video is going to be all about my top 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes under or on the $20/euro/pound mark. And I just wanted to do this video because if you've seen my most recent eyeshadow palette declutter, I will make sure to link it in the eye above if you haven't seen it yet. I definitely got rid of some, and what I tend to get rid of most is drugstore stuff, because I like to buy a drugstore palette and just try it out to see if it works. But that means that I do accumulate a lot of things that don't work for me, but I just wanted to give these palettes a moment to shine and tell you about the ones that I do really like and why I like them so much. So let's talk affordable eyeshadow palettes. Some things you need to know about these palettes is that some of these may be a bit difficult to find because some of them are discontinued or about to be discontinued, so you may need to snatch them up quite quickly if you want to get your hands on them. And there's at least one palette in here that, depending on where you buy it, it will be more or less expensive than the €20 mark that we're discussing today. Additionally, about the 10 palettes that I'm showing you, I'm trying to feature new stuff as well, which I may not have gotten around to fully review yet on my blog or in a video. But just know that those palettes are going to make an appearance either on my blog or on in my next sort of like 10 palette review, which I would like to have up in the first half of April. So if you want to see more things like swatches and looks with these palettes, I will make sure to link all of them that I do have reviews on below in the description box. And for the other like 3 or 4 palettes that are quite new to me, those will be coming up in videos and reviews soon, I hope. I will be inserting swatches for these, so I have pictures of all of them being swatched. So I will insert that so you get a good idea of what these look like. And let's just get started because I've been rambling for way too long. But yeah, today we're doing drugstore stuff, and I have a couple of like go-to brands, and one of those brands that I always try is Essence. We get the Essence and Catrice products quite early on here, so I like to do videos on them, and this is one of my favorite Essence eyeshadow palettes that they've done in recent years. I believe this was discontinued though. However, depending on where you live, this may still be available. I have definitely seen this in like sales bins and things like that. It's also been showing up at TJ Maxx. Just saying. So this is the Be You Ti Ful palette by Essence, and they only had this around for a hot minute, and it's such a shame because I believe that this palette is when Essence started to do better eyeshadow quality. They had decent, workable quality before this, but it was also always, you had to work a little too hard to make it work. So is it then worth the affordable price point that this goes for? I believe this was at like $5.99 or $6.99 at the time. It was super duper affordable. You get a really nice neutral color story in this, and I love this for travel because you get all of your like basic neutral shimmers, you get a creamy matte, you get some warmer tones, you get some cooler tones, and you get a black. So this is a 9-pan palette that can do it all for you, and it can just take your looks into so many different directions, and it's just not only super affordable, but it was also really, really good quality with just easy blendability, and it didn't like dust everywhere and just blend away. So that's the first one. Another one that is either going to be really hard to find, I'm not sure if they're going to bring it back because I believe this is currently sold out on the website, and I spotted this in a 40% off section on the Colourpop website because apparently they are getting rid of this. This is the Dream Street collab that they did with Kathleen Lights. And this is one of their OG best-selling palettes, so I'm surprised to see them getting rid of this. Because also in terms of color story, this is one of the more unique ones that Colourpop does. However, I also feel that Colourpop tends to regurgitate color stories sometimes. So they will re-release a color story under a different name, and it looks very similar to a palette that they did before. It's happened to a couple of the palettes that they're doing. They're not exactly the same, but they're very similar in the idea behind it. So maybe they'll be doing that with this too. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is sort of like a snatch it up while you can kind of situation if you were considering getting this. This is a warm tone neutral palette with some pops of teal, and that's why I love this palette so much. For me, the standout shades are this Kaleidoscope, this matte teal, and that sort of like bluish shimmer shade. Surprisingly, it goes really well with the peachiness and the coraliness that is going on in the other shades, especially over here. But overall, this has some stunning shades, really nice quality. This is my favorite Colourpop palette that I own. I haven't tried a lot of their palettes. I have a bunch of their monochromatic palettes, and those I'm still in the midst of testing out. I actually have an idea. Let me know in a comment down below if you like this, but I'm stuck at home because of the coronavirus, so that means even if I want to do my makeup, I might as well just whip out my camera and film a look for you guys as I'm getting ready in the morning, because it is now lighter and brighter in the morning, so when I get ready for work, I could just, you know, I'm not under the stress of having to catch a train right now, so maybe I have a bit more time, and then perhaps I can do like a look with each one. I have 10 of them, so I was thinking of maybe doing like a 10 days, 10 Colourpop palettes kind of first impression looks kind of video, but I'm not sure if that's going to be feasible anytime soon. But yeah, I'm stuck at home until April 6th, so yay! Then we have another, let's stick to eyeshadow palettes. I also just want to keep these videos going just to be a distraction for everyone, because I think that that's what we all need right now. At least you have something to watch. But this palette right here, the NYX Perfect Filter All of You palette, has featured in many of my favorite drugstore palette videos. I believe it's the only drugstore palette that made it into my drugstore favorites video in 2018 and 2019. Like the only palette. And the reason why I like this so much is because it has a very grungy color story. I know that a lot of people were looking for dupes for the Anastasia Subculture palette because a lot of people didn't like the formula of that one. Now, if you don't want to splurge Anastasia prices for that kind of color story, or if you indeed do not like that that formula, then I would actually recommend this over anything else. I have tried some straight up dupes of the Subculture before I actually caved and purchased it myself, and I feel that none of them really hold a candle to the original. Apart from this one, it's not a straight up dupe, but it's an alternative that will give you very similar looks if you want that grungy sort of fall-like vibe. It has a burgundy, it has this like bronzy shimmer shade, which I think is very similar to Adorn. It also has this like green shimmer that I think can do something similarly to Electric. It's not exactly the same, but for instance, what it's really missing is a matte teal. But you do get a gray toned navy and then these like grungy greens in here as well. You get a really nice matte to transition things in the crease. So I do feel that this palette is a really nice alternative to the Subculture. And the formula of this is stunning. It's very easy to blend, and NYX still does these, so these are definitely well worth it. Then we have the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette. This palette was one that I tried recently and that I have yet to do a full review on. This palette is stunning. I loved every single look I did with this, and it's a good thing because a lot of the products that I tried in my full face of e.l.f. makeup weren't standout products to me, but this definitely was. So I was very happy when I tried it even more beyond that video that I really liked it. I've used every single shade in the palette so far, and I like how you get this like Mel Gemini kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Then you also get these blues, and you can either combine them or you can use like each part individually. You have warmer tones here, you've got some cooler tones over here. I think this is a stunning palette. Has a really good range of color, really good division between mattes and shimmers. The shimmers in here are stunning, but you do need a finger or a sponge tip applicator to apply them, I have to say. But yeah, this is a stunning palette, and I think this retails for like 15 euros. I think the most expensive one so far was this one and this one. I think this was 20 originally, but I think it's now half off. And this one is like 17.50. They may have gone up in price because NYX has been raising their prices. Let's just talk about the most expensive palette that I have in here, and that sort of fits that bill of, is it really 20 euros? Milani Soft and Sultry. This is a stunning palette, and depending on where you buy it, it is currently also on sale because Milani is discontinuing these 12 pen palettes. Why? Why Milani? Because this is lovely, lovely quality. It's got a very cool toned color story, but it's really only cool tones in the middle that you get. The other ones are quite warm, I find. So this is not as cool as it could have been. I would have liked it a hair cooler, but the quality of this is amazing. If you are in the US, or if you can order from the official Milani website, I believe this is now on sale. In the US at Walmart, this retailed for $15. when I bought this, it was 25 euros. I think I got it in like a Black Friday sale as well. And currently I've seen this retail for 32 euros and 95 cents on Beauty Bay. This has been going up in price over here, which is insane. So depending on where you live and where you get it, that could fit the bill, but I am being very honest here and saying that if you don't live in the US, the Milani Soft and Sultry may be very much more expensive than the 20 euro mark. That said, let's move on to a $15 palette. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault palette in the shade Dark Magic. And I know not everybody liked the Vault, but I think that a lot of people agreed that this was probably the best palette in that vault. Mine was fine. I really liked the quality of all of the palettes that I had in mine. I had no issues blending them. There was like 1 or 2 shades, like these greens, they're not the best. But for the most part, my Armed and Gorgeous and Bling Boss, and like they're fine. I have no issues with it. But this has to be my favorite of the 4. You get a really nice taupe in here. You get a teal. It's got cool tones, and that's why I like it. But what I also like here is that you do get a really nice all-rounder shade. With cool tones, I find that a lot of brands just put in a bunch of darks and then you don't know what to do with it. But I like that this has a little bit more variety. It has really nice quality, and it's 15 euros if you buy just the one. Then another palette that is known for doing affordable eyeshadows, Juvia's Place. Of course I had to feature them in here. And in fact, Juvia's Place has deals very often, so you can get these for even more money off than what they originally retail for. I would recommend, even if you're in Europe, to buy them from the official Juvia's Place website. The reason for that is if they have a sale, and over here in the Netherlands anyway, if you stay under the 23 euro mark, you don't have to pay a customs fee, and you only have to pay a $10 flat rate shipping, which, if you actually look on the pricing of these palettes on Beauty Bay, which is the only place where we can get them in Europe, A, they're behind on releases. I think they just got the Warrior 3. And 2, their prices are also a bit higher than what you pay for it on the Juvia's Place website. So if you can find them on sale, which you often can, and you buy 2 of them at the same time and then just pay the $10 shipping, I feel that is even cheaper than buying it through Beauty Bay. So just wait for a sale with these and then you're fine. But of course I had to feature my favorite one here, the Tri palette by Juvia's. This has all the greens that you would like. However, we're going to be talking about another green palette in a minute. And what I like so much about this one is that even though you have these oranges in here, which is not up my street, these 2 shimmers in the middle, while they look like basic neutrals in the pan, they both have a green flash. So they have this green flip, which means that they can either go with the neutrals or they can go with the greens. And I think that that's very cleverly done because that makes this palette a lot more versatile. And I have a 3 looks 1 palette with this palette up on my channel. So we'll make sure to link that in the eye above in case you're curious. But yeah, this is my favorite Juvia's Place palette. Love it. And then on to very recent things as well. Like I said, I had like 3 or 4 very recent palettes, and one I had to feature that I just stopped using. I've just been testing this out last week, is the Love in London palette by BH Cosmetics. This is another cool tone palette that is not super cool toned. This is more neutral toned, but I do have to say that now that I've used it, these like warmish tones that you get in here aren't as warm as you might expect from looking at it in a pan. And that is like, that's what I like. You get some stunning taupes in here, some silvery shades. I do have to say that some of these shimmers pull lighter and brighter than you might expect from the pan as well. So I feel this doesn't 100% translate you would expect just from looking at it in a pan. However, these 3 shades are life. This gives you everything to do a very basic neutral look, but also to do something a little bit more interesting, and especially if you like cool tones, this is a very nice one. I had heard lots of great things about BH having great quality, and I think that this is a really nice quality palette, and one that I like the color story of as well, because you know that I tried the Royal Affair and I didn't like it very much because I didn't like the color selection in there. I just didn't feel it was very unique, but this one I really, really like, and BH is of course also quite affordable. Then the other brand that I also have to feature here, if I feature Essence, I have to feature Catrice. This is brand new to their line. This is the Catrice Pro Next Gen Nudes Slim Eyeshadow Palette, and I have mine in the shade Courage is Beauty. They do another one of these that is more warm toned. This is the rosy toned one, more neutrally, and this is very Huda Beauty inspired, like very new nude kind of vibes. It has all the rosy tones you can see here with these like weird shimmery shades that they're trying to dupe the whole vibe of the Huda Beauty. Again, I did a first impression with these shadows not too long ago. I have since used it a couple more times, and I really like it. Catrice, just like Essence, has really been stepping up their game when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. This is a little bit expensive for Catrice because this retails for 10 euros over here, but still it is well below the $20 euro price point that I've selected for this video, and it's just a really good one to have. If you're more into the warm tones, I'm pretty sure that the warm tone one has equally good quality. This is just stunning. It's a really nice palette. And then last but not least, a palette that I didn't think I would feature in this video, but it's the Makeup Revolution chilled palette with cannabis sativa, and this is one that I tried towards the end of February. And I was very anxious about using this palette because it has pressed glitters, and the darkest shades in this palette actually are the pressed glitters, which I was like, is that going to be up my alley? And I do have to say that with other Makeup Revolution glitters that I've tried, they are very thin and they tend to go everywhere you try to take them off. However, someone gave the tip in one of my recent videos to use sellotape to pull it off your eye first and then cleanse your face. I haven't tried that yet because I haven't tried any pressed glitters since she wrote that comment. So thank you very much. I'm definitely going to be trying it, and I just thought I'd share it here with you guys as well. And this is just a really pretty color story. I was very surprised with how much I ended up liking it. If you saw my declutter, you've seen me declutter a lot of my Makeup Revolution stuff. And the reason for that is their color stories just don't really appeal to me. But I feel that this, apart from neutrals, it definitely does focus around the greens. You do get a couple that are very like similar, but this shade here, Mist, lovely. I really liked Huff as well, which on camera, it looks a bit more beigey, but it has like a cocky, olivey kind of sheen to it. This shade here is really pretty too. It's more like a plummy shade. Overall, really stunning quality. I really liked it. And a lot of you were asking me actually what was on my face when I was wearing this in one of my recent videos. So I think that goes to show that this is actually a really nice, stunning palette. Greens tend to really suit me, so that's another reason why I really like this. I don't think it will last very long in my collection because I have so many other green palettes that I like, but so far this is a really good one. And if you're looking for an sort of like melt smoke sessions kind of idea, then I think this can help you there. So yeah, this is definitely one that I think is worth the price point if you are looking for this kind of color story. So there you have it. Those are the palettes I wanted to feature in today's video. My 10 favorite palettes under 20 euros. I keep having to think dollars, euros, whatever currency you are using that is equivalent to that. Leave a comment down below if you have anything that I've missed. I'm pretty sure there are other ones that I could have featured in here, but these are the ones that I have and that I personally love and would like to recommend to you if you are looking to buy something new or if you are looking to update your eyeshadow palettes for whatever reason and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, and I also have a book channel since the start of this year, so make sure you check that out in the meantime because I post new videos on there once a week. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!